he's either gonna punish you, or he gonna punish you in a big way, or he just gonna roundhouse into sweep, and he's gonna set up some whatever his setup is. You basically know what each other's gonna do. You know the game plan. You know the basic game plan. So I beat him, and he put another quarter in, and then I beat him again. He put another quarter in, and I beat him again. And for this few games, I was starting to feel like I'm Rocky, because I'm dominating everybody in there, and people are crowding around looking at me. And remember, when you're a new face in a new area, people don't really know you. They really scout out your play. They want to look at how you play and how you act, if you got a big mouth and talk shit when you win and whatever. So I'm like, I'm gonna be humble. Then one of the games I finally lost, and I was like, damn. So some other people got in front, they got online, and they were next, and they started playing. And I went to the other machine, the World Warrior machine, where the two scrubs was playing. And these two guys was just stay at the machine all day, and they were terrible. They barely, you could tell what they was trying to do. One guy kept jabbing and fiercing, and I'm like, you trying to throw a fireball? He's like, yeah, but I can't get it out. And I'm like, yo, do this. The way you holding the stick is going to be harder for you to execute the move. You don't have to grab the stick like that. Hold the stick like this and do it like this. Just use your wrists. You using your whole body. You remember how you got in the arcade, you had some niggas who grab the controller like they about to beat their dick or something. They would grab the joystick like that, and they would hunch over and just mash and jerk the joystick all over the place. And it's like, nah, man. You ain't even gotta. I was like, yo, it don't take your whole arm to do a certain command. It doesn't take your whole arm to do that. If you want to do, down. If you want to do quarter circle, just use your wrist. You ain't even gotta hold the joystick with all four fingers, and you do it like this. And he was like, oh, thanks. And I told the other guy he should do certain things. And I was trying to help, because I noticed in this area they wasn't really teaching the two scrubs. They were just calling them scrub, like, stay over there, nigga. Even when they wanted to watch, you couldn't watch, like, on. Too many people can't crowd around a machine, because if they do, only so many people can crowd around a machine, because it's not like it's hooked up to a monitor on a wall or whatever where everybody could watch. So the scrubs was always in the far back in the line, just barely seeing what's going on and stuff. And I was like, damn, nobody helping them. And I was feeling bad, like, y'all don't share information in here. Y'all just happy with being the niggas that are nice, and you just keep the niggas that's not nice over here. Like, you gotta prove yourself first. How they supposed to be able to prove themselves if nobody's helping them? I was thinking that. So I started talking to them, and then one of the niggas in the arcade was like, oh, you helping the scrubs? You must be a scrub. He said something like that. And I'm like, whatever, I beat you, didn't I? You free as fuck. I didn't say free as fuck, but I basically said you suck. You suck back in the day meant you free as fuck now. Because basically you suck means you free. And I was like, you suck? What are you talking about? If I'm whooping your ass, how you call me? You should be with these two guys. Why are you even... The only reason you get to hang out over there is because you sucking Rocky dick all day. And that was the wrong thing for me to say, because I'm in his area. And even if he does suck, everybody knows him. And nobody knows me. So I'm shit talking to one person. And all he got to do is turn around and be like, yo, let's fuck this nigga up. So when I said that, he looked at me like, what? You want to take it outside? And I'm not a fighter. I never bit my tongue, but I'm not really a fighter neither. And I'm like, take it outside. Oh, so you want to fight over it? I was like, no, I'm not. You want to fight over a game? No. I'm not that sensitive. You told me I should be hanging out with the scrubs, but you worse than I am. So what does that make you? He's like, nah, fuck that. You saying I suck. This is my arcade. You in my territory, nigga. Fuck out of here. And I'm like, whatever. And he was slightly older than me. All of them were older than me. I think the scrubs were my age. So I'm like, whatever. I went back to helping out the other two dudes. And I made friends with them. And I invited them. I said, yo, if you ever want to play Champion Edition, come over to my town. Gino's Pizza Shop. And he was like, yeah, I know where it is, but we're not allowed to like leave town because our parents don't like us leaving town and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, I understand, because my mom didn't like me riding off too far neither. But I never told her. When I went outside, my mom figured I'm going outside. I'm riding my bike around the neighborhood and up and down a few blocks, but I'm not leaving town. But I never told her I was doing that stuff. I just made sure I was back in town before it got too dark. So I told her, I was like, all right, but if you ever just want to hang out and chill, I was like, do you guys? I said, what happens if you on a machine and nobody's here? And they was like, we do that, but if we get caught, if somebody come in and see us on it, they take us off and they take our quarter. I'm like, I was getting mad. I'm like, you ain't gotta be bullied like that. Meanwhile, the nigga that I just said suck, the nigga who said I suck, but I said he sucked, he's getting his homeboys prepared to fuck me up. And not all his homeboys is gonna do it, but I guess he went out and grabbed some other people from around town that he knew, and I didn't notice. So I'm in there helping him, and it's like early in the evening. I've been there like all day. Well, not all day, but basically from like 11 in the morning, and it's about 5 in the evening now. So that's a good 6 hours. So I was like, let me start heading home. So I go outside, and I start unlocking my bike, and boom, I just feel somebody hit me in the back of the head. I don't know what they hit me with. It wasn't a fist, but it felt like a book or something, a flat object, and I fall, and they start kicking me on the ground. They start kicking my legs and kicking my arms, and I'm balled up, guarding my face, and I'm curled up, and one of them, I feel them like try to jump on me, like they stomp downward on my ribs and shit, and they were hitting me hard, but it was hurting, but it wasn't really like nothing traumatic, but I was just getting jumped, and then I think I was holding the back of my head because my head started really aching. I don't know what the fuck he hit me with. To this day, I be trying to think about what it was, but it felt like something flat and wide. So it was like, I don't know, it must have been a book or a magazine, and it wasn't like wood or anything. It wasn't something that didn't give and really clobbered me, but it felt like a phone book, you know what I'm saying? Something that would give easily. I mean, give but not give in. Something that was thick and really solid, but not wood or metal, if that explains it well. But whatever. I'm getting stomped and kicked, and I hear him. He's like, yeah, I suck. You in my neighborhood? How you gonna say I suck? Fuck you, nigga, be fucking you up. And I was just balled up like, oh shit. And when you're getting jumped, it feels like forever, man. 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 10 seconds feel like minutes, hours. Well, I can't even say seconds because this felt like it went on for a good 30, 45 seconds, maybe a minute. And the store owner came out and was like, hey, cut it the fuck out, cut it the fuck out. Hey, and he pulled them all away. And I get up. He's like, you alright? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, what's going on? What the fuck is going on here? And he's like, this nigga started it. He's all messing up. He tried to spread a lie saying I'm vandalizing the inside. I threw a drink or something. And I was like, I didn't do that. I don't have no drinks. I said he sucked, and he got mad, talk about I'm in his territory. And then next thing I know, when I'm about to leave and unlock my bike, I get jumped. And the guy believes me because I guess that dude's a troublemaker. He's like, didn't I tell you stop that bullshit? He was like, I'm telling your mom. I'm going to let your mom know. And you can't come here next week. Don't come here for a whole week. I don't want to see you until after next week. And he was like, alright, fine, man. I don't like these new faces coming around. And he was like, shut up over these damn games. What the hell is wrong with you kids? So he was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm about to go home. They jumped me before I was about to unlock my bike. And he's like, luckily they didn't give you a chance to unlock it because they would have stole that while one of them was whooping your ass. And I'm like, whatever. And he was like, alright. And he stood there while I was unlocking my bike. And he said, now when you ride off, you better ride off because I can't protect you. He said, I just don't want this shit going down in front of my store. And I'm like, alright. So I unlocked the bike, and he's making sure they're not doing anything to me. And I ride down the block, and he walked back in the store, but they immediately started chasing me while he's not around. Two of them had a bike, but the rest were on foot. And I wasn't worried about it really because I had a good lead. And I kept looking back because I was scared. My heart was beating too, like, damn, I just got jumped for the first time. And my heart was beating. The adrenaline was rushing through me, and I was pedaling. And I look back, and I see them getting smaller, so I'm further away, and they still behind me. But then the closer I got to my town, I guess they stopped chasing me because, I'm in my territory now. So I get to my town, and I get to my pizza shop, and I run in, and I'm like, yo, I just got jumped. And they're like, yo, what the fuck? Who jumped you? And I'm like, them niggas at Video Joe's. And they was like, what? Yo, we gonna fuck them up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it wasn't that bad. But he's like, who did it? Rocky did it? I'm like, Rocky wasn't there. He's like, yo, why would you go there yourself? And I'm like, I just want to go. It didn't seem that dangerous. It wasn't like a hood place. And he's like, so what, man? You don't go to no arcade alone. And I was like, I understand that now. He was like, yo, man, see, just because you good don't mean you good in Street Fighter, but you ain't Bruce Lee, nigga. If 6, 7 niggas jump on you, you can't get them all off you. How many was there? And I was like, I think it was 4 or 5. I don't know. But if it was more than 3, I know that. And they was like, you look alright. You a little scuffed up or whatever. But you look alright. I'm like, yeah, they didn't get me. Somebody just hit me in the back of the head with something. And I had a headache for like the rest of the day. And it was just, all I could think of was what I got hit with. But basically, I had a headache for the rest of the day. And I just chilled in Geno's. I don't think I even played games. I was just thinking about what just happened to me. And yeah, that's my first time getting jumped, man. Just, it's crazy, B. It's like you don't really think about it until it happened. But these are you hear stories like this, and you seen it happen, but you just don't think it's gonna happen to you. And it's like, fuck, man. It's like, wow, now I know I'm more alert now. That was a good thing, though. I'm more alert. I understand the repercussions of being good and going to places and bodying niggas. But it wasn't like I beat him in the game and then I popped off. But you ain't even really got to do nothing, man. It's just a nigga who got a short fuse and he's mad because you mouthed off to him because he said some shit that he shouldn't have said because, it's the truth. You can't say I suck if you worse than me. It's kind of like how stream monsters are when somebody gets bodied and they're like, oh, free. It's like, really, free? This guy wins a lot of tournaments. This guy places in top 8 all the time, but just because he didn't win today, he's free? What the fuck have you done? Playing online all day? Sending rage mail? When you get bodied, or sending in excuses like lag, it was lagging. When you get bodied, what's with all the free shit? I hate that too, man. I mean, I hate when just people talk shit but don't have to prove themselves. But that's the internet now. The internet, you can just talk all the shit you want online. I bodied a few people online and I get mail and I don't even reply to it. Sometimes I read it and I laugh because it just reminds me of how things have changed so much to the point where you could just talk all the shit you want because you ain't got to be face to face. It's like it's bullying basically. It's like bullies ain't got to be in front of you no more. And bullies ain't got to be 10 feet tall and 300 pounds with muscles all over the place. A bully can be the most timid person in real life, but you don't know because when it comes to the internet, it's all about the words you use and how you use them. So like, it's just it's such a different era now. The way information gets around, people break down games so fast because a few people hop on a forum and they tell the strategies, and then everybody starts using those strategies, and then everybody else starts, when they learn something, they add something to the forum. Then the next dude, he adds in his 2 cents to the forum, and before you know it, the game gets ripped open. So games don't last as long as they used to. They get stale faster. Well, that's not true because Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition has been the shit for a minute. The whole Street Fighter 4 series has been great. Yeah, I mean, people complain about the balancing and shit like that, but the game's still going strong, man. But I'm just saying, like, it's just people break down the meta of a game so fast. Though, you understand the end game way quicker than you did back in the day, because back in the day, information spread if people was willing to talk about it. People was willing to teach